Welcome to this interview, Havish.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Thank
Yeah,
you, sir.
yeah. Why don't you start the interview by just giving a brief account about yourself?
Sir, my name is Havish. I'm from Kanyakumari district in Tamil Nadu. I'm a graduate from College of Engineering, India. I passed out in 2021. Since then, I've been preparing for civil services. I'm a pianist and a guitarist, and I play badminton as a sport. Um, and my hobby is to read books.
Okay, you're reading books also. Tell me the reason why students are facing difficulties, if they are facing difficulties after the introduction of CSAT in the UPSC preparation.
Sir, mm, the one thing is that the level of mathematics is high, higher. Uh, the kind of questions that are asked are on a higher level of skill. It is equivalent to CAT, Common Aptitude Test level. So people are unprepared for that. And the second is the comprehension. The people from English speaking background and English medium schools, they have a huge advantage over the regional medium students. So these are the two reasons I could think.
How do you think that we should address these two issues? Is it not affecting the students from the rural background?
Yes, sir. Sir, I think as mentioned in the notification of civil services itself, the mathematics should be of 10th standard level, that standard. So the standards could be brought down in the CSAT since it is a qualifying paper. And the comprehension could also be made less jargonized, much more fact oriented, so that everybody can understand, not just people with hi-fi English. Uh, Simple English could be used for comprehension. These are the two things.
Okay. So you are from southern part of India.
Yes, sir.
Recently there are floods in your region.
Yes, sir.
What do you think is the reason for these floods?
Sir, generally, southern part of Tamil Nadu receives rainfall due to northeast monsoon during the month of October to December. So, rain is common during this period, but flooding is historic and unprecedented this year. It is mainly because of El Nino effect. Indian Meteorological Department has uh, uh, scientifically proven that El Nino sponsored event has led to unprecedented flooding, which has not happened in a century. 95 centimeter rainfall in Tutukoran was historic. So El Nino would be reason one. Second is cyclonic. The leftovers of cyclone Michang hit Chennai, and the leftovers of cyclone were dissipated, and some of them helped in the formation of lower cyclonic depression in the Comorin Sea. So again, the remaining cyclonic depression. So that would be reason two. Again, then I could think like climate change. So global warming, Earth is getting more humid. So that would be reason.
So these are the reasons.
Is it?
What is the status of this Setu Samudram project? Do you know that there is a Setu Samudram shipping project which was planned? What do you think is the status of this?
Sir, Setu Samudram project aimed to cut through the Ram Setu, connecting this Park Strait and Gulf of Mannar, so that the transportation of goods could be um, uh, uh, done in a shorter distance, saving logistics cost. We need not go around Sri Lanka to go from Tuticorin port to Chennai port. So the distance would be cut short. But Supreme Court uh, the Honorable Supreme Court ruled that Ram Setu is of historical and cultural significance for India, and the structure should not be harmed. Hence, the Setu Samudram project was halted.
Okay. Now, what is the latest issue which is appeared in today's newspaper?
Sure. Sure. Issues about disqualification of MPs are there. Then this terror attack in Srinagar, Poonch district, 4 army jawans were killed. That is ongoing, and uh, but then the air pollution in Delhi, that is again an issue. Then
Okay. Tell me
yes,
the basic reason why this issue between Palestine and Israel is never settling.
said Israel-Palestine conflict is a historical conflict, um, but there has been peace talks. Oslo Accords was there in 90s, but then even the prime minister who has negotiated the peace talk, he even was shot dead by fanatics. So I think the fanaticism and this extremist thinking that fuels uh, the conflicts. Both sides are, uh, are fanatic about their religion identity. So Hamas, they took the terror route, and Israel has strongly militarized their country. So both are fighting on their extremes. There is no chance of negotiation. That is the reason.
What is the future of this conflict? Where do you see the issue going?
Sir, Israel has already seized Gaza, and soon uh, they have already conquered the parliament of Hamas. So Gaza will ultimately fall. But the conflict must be ended by peaceful negotiation. Again, people should think of them as their brothers, Arab brothers and Israel brothers. There must be some kind of cultural exchange, negotiations, peace talks. So only that would bring a long-term solution. Yeah, else there will be intermittent fighting, and the conflict is 70, 80-year old. So already several people have lost their lives. Israel siege itself, it took around like 10,000 people were dead. Mm, Children were affected. So peace talks and negotiations.
Okay, good. So tell me the countries which are bordering Israel.
Sir, Egypt, sir, Jordan, Lebanon, Palestine. So these are the four I could think of.
Okay, you have to check it. Yeah, give me three important social evils which plague the Indian society today.
Sir, child marriage would be one, sir. Sir, this manual scavenging would be another. Sir, then uh, dowry system, that would be another.
Okay, you are giving child marriage, manual scavenging, and dowry system as the three important social evils. Okay. Now, let us say you are posted as a district collector.
Yes,
How
sir.
do you elevate these three evils? If there are three evils which are existing in your so-called district which are posted, what are the corrective steps you will take? What are the measures you will take to eliminate these evils?
Sir, for child marriage, the law is strong, but the enforcement mechanism is not robust. People evade that under familial pressure and social pressure. So there is no strong enforcement mechanism and oversight mechanism. So creating a robust oversight mechanism along with proper feedback loop by like social media awareness, proper inputs, intelligence about this where child marriage is happening. Um, uh, the stakeholders involved in it, whether it is family. So that intelligence should be. So the enforcement mechanism must be robust. One again, people should be made aware about the consequences, the jail term, the legal consequences of this issue. People take it very lightly because they do not know the repercussions. So awareness generation would be second. Then for manual scavenging, we could adopt robots. Low-cost robot was developed by IIT Madras. There is one manual scavenging bandicoot. The robot is called. So it was 50,000 or 60,000 rupees. So it is very low cost. It has started as a startup. So soon they'll scale up. So fastening that by providing grants, funds. So that would help in um, elevation of manual scavenging set. Then for dowry system, similarly, first would be awareness about the Dowry Prohibition Act 1961. People do not know the legalities of the act, so creating that would be helpful.
Okay. These are the three. This is how you will deal with this situation.
Yes, sir.
Okay. According to you, the removal of Article 370, abortion of Article 370, abrogation of Article 370,
Yes, sir.
what is the stand the government is saying? What is the issue in the court?
Sir, the Honorable Supreme Court upheld the stand of the government, sir. The government has said Article 370 is a temporary provision which is aimed at the accession of the Kingdom of Jammu and Kashmir to the Union of India. It is a temporary position, a special privilege which is aimed for the accession. And the Jammu and Kashmir Kingdom lost its right to sovereignty as soon as the king signed the instrument of accession to the Union of India. So that was a temporary provision. That was the view of the government. But Article 370, it gave special privileges and rights to the Jammu and Kashmir Legislative Assembly. So in 2019, sir, it was abrogated by the Parliament of India. And now the Honorable Supreme Court has upheld that it was a temporary provision. It was not meant to be a permanent one.
What are the protections which are given in India to maintain a federal independence for the states by the constitution?
Sir, sir, one would be the courts, sir. The courts will decide any federal dispute. So it is a great protection, because if law encroaches the power of the states, or if state law encroaches the power of the center, the courts would decide about the constitutionality of the law. Second would be the division of list into union list, state list, and concurrent list under Schedule 7 of the Constitution of India. So it clearly demarcates the sphere of legislation as where union state can legislate. Then, so these are the two.
Then why are the states, many of the states, they are claiming that their independence is affected by the present situation? What is the reason why they are saying that?
Sir, recently we have passed several bills like this GST Goods and Services Act, where the state's power of taxation and is being given to the center, and the GST Council, which comprises the finance minister, will devolve that tax. So the state's own taxation powers is affected. It has been taken over by center. Similarly, the national education policy, um, uh, uh, in that education is in concurrent list. So the laws passed by the union will supersede the state laws. So again, in areas like education, this taxation, so we are seeing favorable tendency towards the union. That's why states say their independence is affected. But again, our constitution has union bias. It is in favor of a strong center for maintaining the integrity and unity of India. So I think um, promoting this cooperative federalism and cooperation among the union and state would be the way forward.
Okay. What is your take on this women's reservation bill?
Yes, sir. Women's reservation bill aims to unleash the power of women. The bill even is called as Nari Shakti Vandiyam Abhinayam. So it provides a platform to unleash the power of women. Women constitute about 50% of the Indian population, but their representation in parliament is about 10-11%. Providing reservation 33% to women will help in attracting women talent pool in politics. It will create more women leaders. And one best example is example of Kerala, where panchayats are given 33%, then 50% reservation. And many village panchayats are led by women panchayat presidents, where they have improved the indicators like health, education under their women leaders, their empathetic leadership and management. These things can be attracted by providing.
Why not we increase the women's reservation to 50%?
Yes, sir. It is actually advisable, sir. One example is this Panchayats 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act gave 33% reservation for women, but 20 plus states have increased the ceiling to 50%. And those states are performing well in indicators like health, education, poverty alleviation, the sustainable development goal indicators. They are performing very well, sir. So it is also an advisable.
What is the ceiling of reservation in Tamil Nadu?
Sir, ceiling.
In Tamil Nadu, in the lower level.
Sir, it is 69%.
No. In the panchayat level, what is the reservation of women?
Women, it is still 33%, I believe.
Okay. What is the justification of giving 69% reservation in Tamil Nadu in the government jobs?
Sir, the constitution of
According to you, do you justify that, or it should be readjusted?
Sir, Constitution of India clearly has a provision that under extraordinary circumstances, the 50% reservation ceiling can be broken, which is upheld by various Supreme Court judgments. Indira Shani case also, under extraordinary circumstances, it is permitted. So, I think based on the local circumstances, the need for reservation for 69% is fine. If it is unconstitutional or illegal, it will be taken care by the courts. Honorable Supreme Court will strike it out.
Okay. What is your optional subject?
There's sociology.
Okay. Tell me one sociological idea which transformed the world. It may be an ideology, it may be a philosophy.
Sir, I would say Karl Marx and his idea of communist society, this egalitarianism. So his thought process gave an alternative to capitalist mode of production. And even today, communism is a major force in the world. Sir.
But I don't think so. Communism is a major force in the world. Which are the countries which are adopting communism? What is the percentage of the world countries which are following the communist style of pattern?
Sir, percentage I'm not sure, sir, but China, Russia, they are two major world powers. They follow, at least in principle, they follow this communist philosophy. Again, Cuba is under Fidel Castro's regime. They followed communism. Again, then this Marxist communist parties are everywhere. Even in India, we have CPI, CPM. So they advocate labor rights, then redistribution of wealth, so land ceiling. These things they are advocating. Even in Kerala, we have a Marxist government which is pro people, welfare oriented. So I think this idea has greatly influenced the world.
What is the difference between Marxism and Leninism?
Sir, um, Lenin is So the main difference between Marx and Lenin is that Marx aimed at class revolution, which will happen due to which will happen automatically due to capitalist exploitation. He says that when capitalism exploits the people will face pauperization, and they will polarize into class, and we will face class conflict. Then we will have a proletarian revolution and dictatorship of the proletariat, and the wealth would be redistributed. But Lenin rejected this idea and said that this class conflict or revolution does not happen by itself. It needs trained professional freedom fighters, trained professional revolutionaries. So Lenin had a club of revolutionaries which he trains, which he indoctrines the idea of Marxism, and that is the major reason, sir. It does not happen by itself. It needs trained revolutionaries to happen.
What is how is it different from Stalinism?
Sir, Stalinism is a much more extreme form of um, uh, this Marxism and Leninism, sir. It is uh, like one example is that he forcibly converted all private lands into communes. So, but he called it this uh, war communism, if I believe it. It is against war against capitalism. So he forcibly converted all forms into communes, and people are put to work. It even caused famine in several parts of former USSR. Uh, um, the scholars write it as red terror, but mm, it is a much more violent and violent form of communism.
And what is the idea about Mao?
Sir, Mao, uh, Sir, Mao is a communist leader. He was the father of this modern day People's Republic of China, and Mao also has a violent stand on how this class oppression could be elevated. He advocates clear violence. That's why we have Maoist in India. Uh, Along the red corridor, where they use violence against the state, because they see state as capitalist. State is the agent of capitalism. That is what their view is. And Mao says that power comes from the barrel of the gun. So they openly advocate violent means to end this capital regime.
Have you heard the word de-Stalinism?
Sir, no, sir, but I can guess what it is.
Yeah, you can guess.
Sir, de-Stalin in the sense that uh, it is counter to the ideology of Stalin. Is that
De-Stalinism.
sir? No, sir.
They're guessing correct, but do you know the background in which this de-Stalinism idea had come?
Sir, no, sir. I'm not.
Okay, good. So we'll come to the end part of this interview. Give me 3 reasons why you should be selected into this job.
Sir, I'm dedicated and disciplined. I have good academic background, and I've worked hard uh, and stayed disciplined to uh, uh, to come to this job interview. And I've been in leadership position, and I would like to be in leadership positions to serve the people.
Good. You have anything to ask to us?
No, sir. No.
Okay, we'll come to the winding of the incident. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.